input, the cake is baked. They throw up their hands, there is nothing they can do. How does the process work that way?
Well, right now, I think there's a former governor of Louisiana, Buddy Romer, who likes to talk about government issues, good government issues, and money in politics. And he says government isn't broken, it's bought. And I think you could make that similar argument in case about how things work in Tallahassee. I mean, there, when you look at the campaign spending, there's about $312 million that was spent in campaigns in the last 2010 election cycle in Tallahassee. And we went through the amount of money spent on lobbying. You know, the corrupting influence of money in politics is driving, you know, a lot of the deal making behind the scenes. So by the time they get to Tallahassee for the session, and even locally, by the time an issue comes before a board, oftentimes the amount of lobbying going on and the campaign funder influences have certainly, you know, pushed a decision to be made before the public even has a chance to know about it. And that's why we need more disclosure, and that is the answer. That is the answer. If you're concerned about how decisions are being made by the city council here, or the county commission, any level of government, if you're concerned that deals are being made in secret, disclosure is the best antidote. Corruption does not like sunlight. Disclosure is the only way we can get to accountability. We need to disclose, you know, all the money in politics. I mean, our vision is that we have in one place the campaign spending, the lobbying expenditures, the vendor money, the financial disclosure information from our public officials, so we can see, you know, that money might have an influence on a vote. In Tallahassee, they're able to vote even if they have a conflict. Unlike the local level, they only have to disclose a conflict 15 days after a vote. So ask candidates for the legislature that. You know, shouldn't you disclose a conflict up front before you vote? What good does it do us 15 days after? Shouldn't our Florida Commission on Ethics be able to investigate potential violations of ethics law if they see it right in front of them? 30 other states have that ability. Why not Florida? Make it a supermajority of the Florida Commission on Ethics to begin investigations, because it's a bipartisan group by statute. There's 5 of the 9 appointed by the governor, 2 by the Senate President, 2 by the House Speaker. So there's not going to be a witch hunt and a bipartisan, having to get through a bipartisan group like that.
So, Dan, if we could touch on this for a second. Last year, because through the League of Women Voters, I was had the fortunate experience to serve on the St. Pete Charter Review Commission. And sometimes the ethics commissions are housed, so to speak, in the charter. And when I brought it up, creating an ethics commission is something that takes probably months or years of grassroots work in the community to create. But when I brought it up, it was immediately kind of shot down. There was a lot of resistance, and the response was, oh, we already have statewide ethics laws, and this is just another layer of government that's not needed, and we can't afford this right now. So could you kind of address where you've seen the, the time process and the pathway for creating ethics commissions, and also touch on the weakness of the state laws and why that's not a satisfactory response?
So, I mean, any body of government, if your elected officials decide they want to change the charter or the governing documents, just a simple vote can probably put it on the ballot the next election cycle. And that's always start there. I mean, ask your sitting elected officials if they would be interested in hearing you out on a local ethics code. Maybe you want to go further than the state of Florida with the next ethics code. Maybe you want to have an ethics enforcement agency or an independent inspector general to follow the money. So, I mean, you can start there, and then, every community is different, but in St. Pete, you have charter review commissions, and those come up from time to time. You can get involved there as the charter is being examined. You can pass a charter amendment by gathering signatures. That could be something that this community or others consider. I mean, a number of communities around Florida are moving ahead. The city of Tallahassee is considering a city ethics code. Others are having conversations. They're trying to go through the channels of their elected officials first, and if the elected officials won't do it, they'll go collect the signatures and put it on the ballot themselves. With open government, we can also take things in our own hands. If you have a government entity that is not giving you their agenda or not putting their meeting online or having video of it, show up with your cell phone like we did. Capture video of the meeting. show them how to do it. Because I mean, these are new tools, and they're easier for some people to use than others. But the idea of putting government information online for us to see and weigh in on, have a discussion about these policies, we can do it ourselves if government doesn't. But let's hope all government entities move towards modernizing the way they interact with us.
Thank you. Hey, Dan. I want to go back to the paper trail issues and/or concerns, because I know our governor was severely criticized for not having accessibility or transparency related to emails, and so he opened that up. But I also know that you can control what you actually post and what individuals actually see. And we saw that because other individuals started using their personal email addresses to send information, which then becomes, an issue as relates to accessibility to that for the public. So how do we get around that? Because there are a lot of things, as you say, that occur, and as Jim has already alluded, and by the time we hear about the party's already over. So how do we?
We have to get disclosure near real time. Governor Scott created Project Sunburst. It's flgov.com/sunburst, and you can go there and see the governor's emails. I think he's only sent about 10 since May 1st, and the emails of the senior staff. But so if the emails are a little bit light, we need to find out how else are they communicating. And we've met with the governor's staff. We're going to be meeting with the senior staff again on June 4th. And what we've asked for is that Sunburst be expanded to all government agencies, all state agency personnel. Let's also consider text messages and calendars and social media correspondence and personal email correspondence. And I don't understand why they get to pick and choose which emails go online. How about the default be that the email's online and you have an IT person, if they flag a social security number or something that shouldn't be there, and have them pull it down. The default needs to be government in the sunshine, the information out there. And that's the only way we can judge the product, if we get to see it. We get to see how it's being done. Follow that email chain. There are other communities. Alachua County government's been putting their county commissioners' emails online for a long time. A number of even smaller Florida cities do it. It's not that hard or expensive to do.
Doug?
Just a general question. Term limits, have you seen those, at least in Florida, being good or bad for open government? Because they were sold as one, and it seems to me they were bad. The outcome has been bad. I mean, that's me, but what's your take on that?
So Florida voters passed 8 is enough. We decided that we only wanted our officials to serve for 8 years, and what they've done is just switch seats when the 8 years is up. So, senators serve 8 years and they go run for the House, and House members serve 8 years and they run for the Senate. And, same group of people. Qualifying for office this year begins next week. Ends a week from Friday. And I don't see a whole lot of new people running for office. It seems like the same folks. Our state Senate has a 99% re-election rate since 2000. We have a 97% re-election rate for the state House. But if you're ever thinking about it, anybody in the room on the fence about running for office, do it this year, because every 10 years the barrier to entry is lower. They just redrew the maps. So you only have to have a certain number, maybe 300, 400, 500 signatures. It's not too bad to get on the ballot for almost every office. So this is your window of opportunity. I tried 10 years ago. I didn't make it, but it was easier to get on the ballot. And it's worth a shot this year. And you never know. The technologies change, the environments change. Make your case. Encourage others to do so. It's at least ask the candidates where they stand on corruption and ethics reform and open government.
Rebecca.
You started out talking about Palm Beach, which brings me to butterfly ballot. One of my biggest fears for Florida this year is the voter suppression that's going on. I'm not sure exactly how you see it in an ethics situation, but I did hear a rumor, and you may want to confirm this, Darden, that because of Florida's voter registration drives, the new laws have made it so hard that even the League of Women Voters has kind of closed up shop about trying to gather signatures. There's a